Okay, book 1, chapter 6. People never cease to amaze me. I never cease to be amazed by people. Um, I meet so many different people, and I think that it's awesome that I get a chance and an opportunity to meet people, whether it's from line dancing, whether it's in a professional setting, whether it's in a in a setting that's like a social event, a social gathering. Even when I'm just in a store and a person may say something, and you kind of have that moment of exchanging words or what have you. But when I go on cruises, sometimes, um, I've been on several. People will amaze you in the most minor ways. Um, they will say something to grab your attention. Like I remember one cruise where the word gratitude was used, which gratitude is a word, but it was used incorrectly. The word that should have been used was gratuity, and the young lady was at the register, and on a cruise ship, when you buy something, off the ship, gratuity is automatically added on to the purchase. And but most times they'll take it off. Most times, not all the time, but most times they will. Um, so, so this is one of those funny moments, not necessarily a bad or good moment. It's just one of those funny moments. She said, "I gotta pay gratitude for that too," and I was just like, "Pay gratitude? You mean gratuity?" So people never cease to amaze me. I see people do certain things, especially when they want attention. The way they try to gain attention from other people. Um, it sometimes amazes me. It shocks me sometimes. Like, wow, you went to those great lengths to get attention. um, I don't. Sometimes I don't think they actually pay attention to uh, what they're doing per se. I think that it's. I think honestly, it's just more of a. Like, I need you to give me my attention, and you know when when you're dealing with people who are very much attention seekers, I guess is the best way to put it. Um, you kind of have to just let them have their moment. Sometimes it's a situation where you can let a person have their moment and they're comfortable, they're cool with that. You let them get their little shine in, and you let them be who they are. But there are also other times people will amaze me with things that they say, especially when they're trying to be hurtful. Um, I don't have a whole lot of friends. Like, I don't have 20, 30 friends. I don't have 10 and 12 friends. I have a very small, minute group of friends, very nuclear almost, set of friends that I can call and say that these are my friends. But even in those moments, you almost have to be very mindful of the information that you put out there, even when you're talking to your friends, because sometimes the way you say things can be misinterpreted. And I know even for me, when I'm saying things, sometimes people hear bits and pieces of what I'm saying, and that can be um, detrimental to a friendship if you're not careful. Because, and again, this goes into people never cease to amaze me. If I say something to the effect of, I'm never going back to that restaurant again because the customer service is just, it's just horrible. But what they choose to hear, and I'm using the word choose for a reason. What they choose to hear is he said he's not going back to that restaurant because it's a horrible restaurant. Well, no, I didn't say it was a horrible restaurant. I just said the service is horrible. Um, and of course, I'm using that small example to kind of give a bit better cascade of what I'm saying, or give that simplistic type view to give a better understanding of what I'm saying, and that is People will always amaze you because there's always something that you may have missed, something that you didn't expect. Because sometimes, sometimes people will amaze you with just the things they say or they do. You know, in reaction to something, they'll amaze you. In the spirit of the moment, they may say something that goes, "What the world?" And I'll say this, like, you go to a graduation, you go to somebody's graduation that you know, and you say, "Oh, congratulations," or "I'm so happy for you, I'm so proud of you. I know you worked very hard to do this, do that," and you'll just have that one person out of the group that'll just come up and just say something completely out of the blue, and it's just like, what the hell? Um, or not even something like they'll say something just outrageous. It could be something where they will kind of like, say for instance, the congratulations have been given at the graduation, and you all go out to like a meal or something, and some odd strange reason they'll come up with this elaborate story to tell everybody, not like a story as in a lie, but a story as in something that took place, almost to kind of put you on notice that, hey, I remember when. uh that was chapter 4. So it's almost like, but wait a minute, I'm past that point. Like, like that was before. Like, I'm on to bigger and better things, and you want to bring up the past. It's like, okay, people are just, never cease to amaze me with something. It's always something. Um, I believe when I wrote this particular chapter, when I said people never cease to amaze me, there were a lot of other things going on in my own personal life that I feel like I needed to write about. And I remember working in the public, in the public arena, where the public would come into the facility and use it. And anybody knows me knows I used to work at the library. And it's it's one of those situations where the people that you work with will make your job 20, 100 times worse than the actual job itself. When you have people that will say things to get you fired, when people do things to have you written up, when people would do things to kind of put you on notice, and you have to find ways to kind of protect yourself and so on and so forth. So you got those extreme situations, and you have those very minute situations. And I've always fallen like somewhere in the middle. And I've been on both ends of the spectrum. I've been on the very small ends of the kind of people just making little comments or what have you. And then you get on the bigger spectrum when somebody's affecting your livelihood, you know? So I've out and I've worked other jobs as well, but when you get into these situations where a person is attempting to, I guess, and to give a grandiose storyline in this particular chapter, a person who's trying to affect your livelihood. And see, I'm putting it this way because I think people don't put into context the amount and the breadth of what can happen if you mess with somebody's livelihood. Because in the smaller context of things, it seems like, oh well, I'm doing this because the company doesn't need a person like you working here because you're not working, right? But in the larger scheme of things, and I'm not even talking about my from my particular efforts of trying to keep my job. Does that okay? So I'm speaking from the perspective of the person who's doing the amazing, if you will. So they're amazing me because they're trying to be the I got you person. I see what you're doing. I got you. And it's like, okay, you got me, but what did you get me doing? Like, what did you catch me doing? One of the biggest things that ever happened to me happened at church, and this was probably 20 years ago. Not even joking. It was literally like 20 years ago, and I have never forgotten this. There was a room that had Girl Scout cookies in it. Okay, I was supposedly caught eating Girl Scout cookies that I had never purchased. And P.S. by the way, I was not eating these Girl Scout cookies. Okay, this situation never happened. As far as me eating the cookies, okay. Now I was in the room with the cookies. Yes, I was. I was in the room. Apparently, somebody saw me eating the Girl Scout cookies and didn't come in the room and say, "Hey, I saw what you was doing. You know you're wrong." Okay, that was on a Sunday. The next Saturday, somebody came to my mother's house asking for her to pay for some cookies that I ate, and it was off-putting to me because these are the church people. Again, I'm 32 right now. This was 20 years ago. So you're honestly telling me that the person that saw me eating these cookies didn't come in and stop me from eating the cookies. They just saw me eat them and decided I'm gonna go to, I'm gonna send somebody to his mom's house. I'm not gonna go to his mom's house, but I'll send somebody to his mom's house. So you not only did you say you saw me eating cookies, but you got somebody else to believe that I was eating cookies as well. You sent them to my mom's house, but you're the person that said you saw me eating the cookies. Really? People never cease to amaze me. I've been lied on several times. Like it happens a lot. Um, People tell a lie on me like that, and I'm like, so seriously, like, are we really gonna do this? I don't like being lied on. Anybody that knows me, there are several things that I don't like. Fake people and being lied on are literally in like my top two, if not top three. I don't like fake people, and I don't like being lied on. Now you can lie to me because I know people are gonna lie all the time. It's in our nature to lie, but don't lie on me. Don't lie on me. You can lie to anybody else you want to lie. Lie on anybody else you want to lie on, but just don't lie on me. That's the one. That's where I cut the malarkey. Do not lie on me. You want to cease to amaze me? Tell a lie on me. I promise you, it burns me up every time. Fake people and lying on me are two things that I just don't like to tolerate. I just don't. I don't like being lied on. Now, you want to lie about something like, oh, I went to CC's Pizza yesterday and got me some pizza when you actually went to Pizza Hut. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things where I was going to come by your house, but man, you know what? I got tired. I went to sleep. No, you went to a concert. I'm just saying, like, I understand people are going to lie. It's going to happen. People tell lies. The one thing I think that people should understand better than anything, and maybe it's just me that feels this way, but I don't like being lied on. And if you ever want to cease to amaze me, tell a lie on me. You know what I'm saying? Don't lie on anybody. Don't do that. It's truly horrible to have somebody to lie on you. Not lie to you, because that's bad too. But somebody basically saying that you said or did something that you didn't do, and then everybody else kind of hops up and say, "Oh yeah, it happened." It's like, no, that never happened. I know a situation once. A girl I work with, was talking about. I was talking about Christmas, and my mom, inviting over her at the time boyfriend to come over to our house for Christmas, and she was like, "Oh well, what did she say?" She says, and this is something I do. Like, I don't like misquoting people because I feel like if I'm misquoting you, I'm lying on you. That's just my mindset. But she said, well, why do you have to invite your boyfriend over? Because I thought that I thought you lived with your lover. I do. Well, wait a minute. Time out. The conversation was about my mom. So where did all the rest of this come from? So now I gotta sit up here and try to correct something that was, first of all, I never said. That's number one. Number two, redirect the conversation back to what it was on, which was my mom inviting her boyfriend over for Christmas dinner. Where did all this other stuff come from? When did my private life, being or not being private, because apparently it's all out there, and I'm like, well, when the hell did I ever say that I had a lover? When I've been happy at that time, I've been single for quite some time. So people will lie on you without any just cause. It doesn't really make a damn difference. But there's always learning experiences, and anytime somebody lies on you, anytime somebody says something to you or says something about you, there's always a learning moment, and you have to seize that moment. With that young lady that did what she did about me when I said my mom was inviting her boyfriend over, it was a learnable moment, and I learned from it, and I bet she did too. This situation where they lied on me 20 years ago, this happened 20 years ago, about me eating the Girl Scout cookies. It was a learnable moment, and I learned from it, and I spoke to my mom about it, and I was like, Mom, like, I didn't do that. That never happened. My mom had literally bought me like 2 or 3 boxes of Girl Scout cookies um, from ladies that she worked with. So why would I need to eat Girl Scout cookies from a church in church if you believe in that type of religion? Why would I be eating or just stealing basically what you're saying I did if it actually didn't happen? People will never cease to amaze you. All right, you guys, chapter 7 is next.